Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. So if you've been watching the channel, I bought a new truck, so it does not do well on fuel. So I went out and found myself a heck of a gem of a 2009 Subaru Outback. So this is the first year where the Impreza Outback and the Legacy Outback kind of existed in its same time. So, but we have, the couple had a puppy or puppies at some point, and so we have dog hair. So I'm going to remove the seat. So this is going to be just a quick video on how to remove a seat. And I say 2007 to 2010 is when the model year changed. It's going to be very similar, but yeah, so all in all, this is how we're going to access and get all of this dog hair out. I'm going to do a separate video on how to do my detailing. If you guys don't know, I have extensive detailing background, and the methods I use might be a little bit unorthodox, but no chemicals, and it leaves the car really, really nice. So we are going to remove the seats. So let's get started. If you guys have watched any of my videos, always be really careful when you're taking off older plastics and new plastics, but really old ones, they can actually, if you just try and rip them off or bulge them, they will leave white rings where the plastic stretches. So I will put links down below. So this is an upholstery tool with a metal tip, big, small, and then links to these again will be down below where you can go to the Zon and grab them. But here are the plastic removal tools that I like to use mostly because they can't put enough torque on there to really damage it, and they're also plastic, so the possibility of scratching or tearing the plastic is a lot less. So you can see we got a lot of lovely dog hair here. I will do a separate video on how to remove the dog hair. This is only on how to remove the seat. So first things first, electric seat, we have some power stuff underneath there, and then you're gonna have to figure out which door you're gonna try and take the seat out of. But we need to remove these pieces of plastic first on both sides to access the bolt that's holding the seat on. Now, if you have a car that has a seatbelt in the seat, there probably won't be a whole lot of removal of the seatbelt. This one is mounted to the wall and is not hooked to that, so we are golden there. So first things first, I'm going to stick the plastic removal tool, knowing that the bolt that holds this on is probably right behind there. At the same time, I'm going to gradually go because it clips over the seatbelt or the actual seat rail. Once you pop that loose, try and pull it straight out, and then you can see on the back there where it kind of clips. So it clips down here. And again, as you start working it up, don't try and just jam it down. Let's try and work it up nice and soft. So while we have this out, it's a good opportunity to wash this in some soap. Now this side's going to be the same. We can presume that it probably has a down clip or a side clip, very similar to this. So as you take it apart, just be real careful to recognize how those are clipped on here. Sometimes they actually use like a pressure clip around the bolt. So there you go on that. So on this side, I used my same pry tool, popped it up from the back. We will slide it out. And then again, just check the orientation. As long as you're careful with that, I would try not to use these metal tools on areas like this where it's a lot of soft padding when you're popping them up. And now we're going to go to the front and remove those same ones. Do one seat at a time, guys, but the passenger seat removal will be a separate video. Up front, we just have two bolts. We do not have any covers there. So we're going to remove those two first. Now, if you prefer, you don't have to pull the seat all the way out. This is giving us access to the carpet that runs along the actual tunnel for the transmission and drivetrain. I'm going to take it out because I want to clean the seat, and because it's a light beige color, it's going to be easier for me to see any stains that I need to remove. Again, that'll be a separate video. This is only on how to remove the seat, but you typically will want to take it out the back door, rear passenger doors, but we'll go from there. Then pretty much what you're going to need is a 14 millimeter. I like to use my composite socket wrench while I'm using this, because that way if it swings around and hits something, it's not metal, it's not going to damage any other plastics or interiors. And you might be thinking, man, this seems like a lot of extra care and stuff on a car that's a 2009, but guys, this is your investment, and every piece that you damage that wasn't damaged before seems like a waste of money to me. So let's remove the two front bolts, and then we'll move the seat forward and pull out the back two. All right, guys, so on the back, we have the 14. Remember where your hardware goes when you reassemble it, so don't put these bolts up front. They're different. They have different spacing, different washers, everything like that. And then one thing I will tell you is when you reinstall the seat, get the seat aligned with the holes and start all the bolts. So that way you have an accurate alignment, because if you tighten one down and then this one's off a smidge, it's gonna be a pain. So we're gonna remove all these, and then we're gonna remove the rest of our stuff here so we can access the seat to get it out. But when I tip it back, I don't want these getting crushed or broken. All right, before you tip the seat, go ahead and slide it back on its rails again. Whether it's manual or electric, it doesn't matter. But you want to really keep the rail kind of in line with the seat on both ends so it's not sticking out here. Now again, these are steel, so keeping in mind when you pull it out, be really careful that you're not banging against other plastics coming into the thing. All right, now you can go ahead and tip the seat back. It can lean against the others. That way we can access the power points to the seat. Again, they're going to be a little bit difficult to reach, but you can either unplug it from the floor here, which you can see we have lots of cool stuff that's collected over the years. But the connector is going to be a push and pull. So we're just going to reach up there. We only have one connector and the seat is free. All right, so it's going to be very similar, guys. We have a lot of like sensors for airbags. We have a lot of electronic components. You have a little Christmas tree type clip here that's going to undo this and let the wiring fall down. That is where you're going to use your handy dandy one. You're going to put it behind the tab right there and just pry it loose. All right, now that we got this loose, you'll be able to reuse that connector because you didn't rip on it. You used the correct pulling. These are basically going to only fit one way, guys. These are all going to be push and pull, so there's usually a little button on there. Push it in, pull the button down, unhook it. What I mean by button is this little thumb tab right here, but usually you can push it in with your thumbnail. And then if you don't have a thumbnail, I don't really have fingernails, you just need to keep pushing in and work them out. Now I will draw attention to this last connector. Take them all out in series. This last one has a little green lever that you're going to pull in at the same time you push the little thumb button. Never, ever, 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 ever pull on any wiring from the connector. Pull only on the connector. You don't want to pull it out of the little pins right there. That'll cause you more of a headache than it's going to cause you good. So seat is free and clear. So now I'm going to pull it out. Now in this instance, guys, it was easier based on the way the rear door opens to tilt the seat on its side and pull it out the front door. I didn't have to recline or anything like that. It's at a normal seating position. Tipped it out towards, so the back of the seat kind of tilted out the back door. You'll need that open. And then just kind of swung it out. And when we put it back in, we're going to swing it back in, but this way it'll be the same. So your installation will be the same. Steps in reverse. Don't forget to plug in all of those sensors so you don't have any issues. But while you're underneath here, get everything cleaned up. And go ahead and see if you need to clean your seat wads out. Guys, if you're new to the channel, we're going to do a lot of stuff on this little Subaru, and we got a lot of cool towing stuff coming up on the big truck. We're going to announce that very, very soon. So we'll see you on the next one. Hit the notification bell so you know when that happens. Give me a thumbs up, guys, and I appreciate every one of you guys being here.